Hi everyone, this is Renee saying hi again from this virtual series, the Tango lessons. I think this is I kind of lost track. I think that we are in the 23rd already. Once again, as I usually do in order to start this program, I really thank everybody for their support. Every Sometimes it comes in the form of economical support. It comes in the form of I don't know, an invitation to have a meeting in Zoom, or a call or a message. I really appreciate all your help, especially in these times where we are going through this very difficult crisis. And it is more special because the more affected are the artists. So once again, thank you so very much, and don't forget that the arts in general are hoping for you to help them go through this long crisis. So today we're going to, I planned something that it's not going to, in the last few weeks we have been doing some exercises that really require our concentration and our process of learning how to move our body. So now, during this lesson, I would like to practice a little bit what we have done before. I'm going to put 2 exercises together, probably 3, and we're going to work from there. There is nothing new in this lesson. All we're going to do is try to put the exercise together, so you have a little bit of a longer tool in order to practice. Okay. As usual, I'm going to start by the leader's role, and it's very simple. We're going to start doing a basic in the cross system, what we did last week, and then we're going to try to engage from there to a molinete on our right side. We're going to create a rebound. We're going to do an ocho cortado, and then from there we're going to keep moving forward. So first, cross system. I'm going to remind you that in the cross system we're going to try to make a very nice and elongated side step. I lift my partner up, so her left leg is in the air, and then I'm going to walk in front of I'm going to walk with my left foot, and I'm going to walk with in a straight line in front of the right. So I'm going to go in that line, out that line, out that line, in that line, and I lead the crossing. Last week I was combining this exercise just by leading forward ochos, and then we finish, right? So now from that crossing, I'm doing the crossing at the very end, and staying in this same position, I'm going to start leading a molinete. The molinete that the ladies are going to do is going to go in 5 steps, and I'm counting her steps. 1 forward, 2 side, 3 back. In the third, I start doing a lapis. 3, 4 side, 5 forward, and I stop. I'm going to wait quietly here until she comes forward. See, I need to switch my direction here because I'm facing a different side. So I'm going to create syncopation, ocho cortado, and I keep going on the same direction that I started. That part, don't worry, it's going to come eventually. Don't try to focus in, oh, I have to finish on that line. It is going to come eventually. The part that is very important here is your upper body. Like, I'm going to take her, I'm going to hide this hand, When I'm going to take that forward step with my left foot in front of my right foot, I have to look at my hips. I'm making a little bit of a disassociation while my shoulders stay put. My hip is not rotating, but my hip is like making space comfortably, not avoiding her leg. In this case, her right leg. I'm going to show you with the sticks in a bit. So I want you to remember, gentlemen, I don't want you to walk like robots. That's not how we dance tango, nor how we look dancing tango. We need to look very elegant. In, out, out, in. Okay? So if we go back to the exercise, I'm going to take this direction now. So to have a little bit more of a space. Side, lift, in, out, out, in, and I cross. After the cross, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to hide this side. Look at my chest. My chest is inviting her to disconnect the crossing and then to come with me, using this space that I'm creating for her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, here I'm kind of like going down because I'm elongated this leg, and this is bent a little bit, and then I have to go up. By going up, she's going to be prepared to either do an embellishment. I don't really know what she's going to do, but I'm going to wait for her. After that, she walks forward. I'm holding her against my chest, and here I'm going to create a rebound. 8 cortado, and I finish 6, 7, and 8 of the basic. Let's work with a Fred and Ginger. This is her right leg. This is her left leg. So I'm going to go extremely slow. That line is the line of dance. So we go side step. I lift her up. She's holding her left. I use my hip to avoid this leg. I cannot walk just like that. I'm going to avoid her leg. In, out, out, in, cross. I move her torso, and then see here, first step, I switch my weight to the left. Her second step, I move in my torso, and I step kind of like drawing a T with my feet. That's her second step. Third step, I switch quickly to my way to my left foot, and with the right I start doing lapis. Then she goes over my leg. I invite her, like kind of raising her. She comes forward. I hold her up a little bit because I need to do a rebound here. I go to the rebound. 1, 2, 3. 8 cortado. 6, 7, and 8. Once again, see? I was taking that direction and I ended up in the other direction. That's not a problem. For now, I just want you to not worry about the direction where you're going. We're going to fix that eventually. Let me show you from a different direction. I'm going to be walking in this line of dance, and I start side step. I hold her up, in, out, out, in, cross, and I start the molinete, she needs to make 5 steps. The first one, all I have to do is switch my weight to my left foot. 1. In the number 2, I kind of like anticipate her movement, so I have to go 2, and she does the 2. 3, and I'm ready to do the lapis. 3, 4, 5. This foot is going to meet, I'm going to like meet this foot behind her right foot. So by the time that she pivots, I'm blocking. I'm going to do it here. I'm blocking that foot. Here she might embellish, she might kick, she might caress my leg, she might kick behind, kick forward. I don't know. I just wait for her. And then invite her to go to kind of like a crossing to do 6, 7, 8, but I am not going to finish the step there. I'm going to go syncopation, ocho cortado, and 6, 7, and 8. In order to make sure that I want to be very clear when it comes to create this lead and follow movement. When you're leading, you have a little bit to anticipate your movement. So you have to be very agile with your feet. If I try to walk together with my dance partner, boom, 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 that's how I look, see? Because I am trying to go with her. You have to anticipate a little bit, and that anticipation, what it means for now, it just means that your feet are going to move quickly. When, let's say I did the first part of the exercise and I'm going to do number 5, right? The moment that I lead, see, in the first step, my weight is changed immediately to my left. Then as she's moving still towards that forward step, ending that forward step, I'm already preparing the side step. She did forward, side. She's turning, she's doing the pivot to go backwards, and I am ready with my weight on my left to be able to do the lapis, which in English translates to pencil. And it's called like that because I am drawing a shape, like if my foot would be a pencil. At the very end, look at my arm, I'm doing this. Look the shape of my arm. I want you to think exactly as this same shape, your leg. I'm touching the ground. I'm going to take my shoe off so you can see my foot. I'm touching the ground with the side of my pinky toe. I'm not just doing this, or much less, this is terrible, or like have your weight in between. All your weight is on your left leg, that is your standing leg, and see, my leg is rotated a little bit open. And here, see how in order to elongate this leg, this is bent a little bit. So to keep leading her, I need to use my chest and kind of lift her. That lifting her up is going to help her to realize, oh, I'm done here. He's inviting me to keep doing some other steps. When I am going to move, like I said a little bit earlier, I'm going to use my hip in order to create that first movement. Now, extremely important is that I'm going to try to never disconnect, and my feet are going to be moving in an agile way, so I don't ever disconnect from the embrace. Might it be open embrace or close embrace, it's not important. My ability to create this never-ending connection with follower is going to allow me to flow in the dance floor, or at least in this movement. So see what is going to happen. I mean, I'm going to show you that. I'm not going to use this hand because it's covering the camera. So I go side, lift, in, out, out, in, stretch. See how like I'm inviting every time. Okay, if you're not very good with the syncopation, if the musicality is not your forte, and you want to practice this beat by beat, you can do it. See, I just did with syncopation, but now we're going to try to do it without that syncopation. And it would go beat by beat, meaning boom, 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 boom. Of course, it's a little bit more exciting to dance with syncopation, but it takes a process to be able to do it flawlessly. Especially during the molinete, if you don't use your back and your upper body, your chest. See, imagine that you're doing a smash in tennis, right? My upper body is moving as my lower body is stay put. Boom, right? In the same shape, you have to think when you're starting to do the molinete, I switch my weight and I get planted, and I keep, see how my upper body is leading the movement and my feet are following suit. Okay, I'm not doing everything at the same time because then I look like a little robot. I want you to be able to elongate, move with your back. So I'm going to be showing the footwork in a different way, but so don't worry about that right now. I want you to, when you're leading, again, your feet are moving in an agile way. You're not going to wait to move together with the lady, but I need to give her this flow. If I don't do that, she's going to get lost first in the music because I am not going to be able to connect her with the music, which is actually my job. Whenever she gets lost, she's going to start doing other things, like losing her balance, catching up with her balance. And the moment that that happens, it's because there's a disconnection between you and your dance partner. And when that is like visible, not only that you and her are feeling this disconnection, it's visible from afar. So you might think, oh, nobody noticed that we're making these mistakes, but you know, the whole people around you notice when something is not right. So try to flow with all of them. Try to dance with the whole room. You're dancing with your dance partner, but you're flowing with everybody. If somebody's like not comfortable, the rest feels like we are not able to move flow in a flowy way, okay? In a fluid way. So, and when that happens, when you don't move in that, or you miss something, there is a miscommunication or a disconnection. In tango, we want to connect. That's the reason. So I'm asking the ladies to do a lot of embellishments. Be patient. Let them finish That is her way of expressing, of saying something. Let her be. You cannot be invited to participate in a conversation and you say, I mean, you are the only one talking. You have to listen. You have to feel what the other is feeling. So this opportunity is that when you hear what your dance partner is saying, okay? And whenever she decides to take a little bit more time, give her that time. That is the connection that we need, okay? Now let's focus on what the ladies have to do. For the ladies, this is, once again, nothing that we have not done yet in the past. It's a very simple set of exercises. We're going to try to combine, for today only, all the embellishments that I have been asked you to do in the last few weeks. What does that mean? The exercise goes like this. You're required to walk the first step, the basic cross system. So that consists in side step, and then you're walking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8. But after this, you're going to make, for today, 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After this 5th, I want you to try to do an embellishment, making a curl. Somebody was asking me the other day, Renee, do the followers, ladies, do a lapis? And there is not a movement that you can do. I'm not saying with this that it's forbidden to do, but you're doing another movement that is like bringing, see, we leaders go in that direction. We go with the foot first. What you're doing at the end of this molinete, you're doing the opposite. You're arriving with your upper body, you're leaving your foot behind, and then you're doing the opposite of a lapis. But we call that a curl. So I'm going to do this again. Arrive to the cross, and from here, 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to let the leader guide me to the next direction, and when he's taking care of my pivot, I am going to do that curl. After I do that curl, I'm going to arrive. Look how low I am. The leader is going to raise me from that low. He's going to kind of like invite me to go forward, upwards. Take that invitation. And when you're done, you can caress. You can do 1, 2, 3 taps. You can just pass over. Do something there. Don't just, boom. Or don't think that the leader is just like, you have to move because the leader is moving and you don't want to bother the leader. You have to express yourself. I know that it's a little bit difficult because in our heads, in our previous lessons with other instructors, we have been taught that the leader leads and the follower follows. I want you to be a follower that follows, but I want you to communicate something. You're following evidently, but at the same time, you need to express. In that little period of time when you're doing this embellishment, you're expressing, you're transferring what you're feeling with the music to your movement. So that's the exercise for you. So I'm here. I'm going to do it with the sticks a little bit better, but I'm going to go tac, tac, tac. After this, forward step. Immediately after that, there's a long pivot. Syncopation. In the syncopation, don't forget, this is a rebound. The rebound is absorbed by your hip joints. If you do this, this has a shape of a movement. If you do it with your knees, it changes the shape completely. Okay? You have to move your core. And from here, you go forward step, another syncopation, which is the ocho cortado, and then you finish 6, 7, and 8. This is for your tango knowledge. Whenever I show you the exercise that we're doing with Fred and Ginger here, this is for your general knowledge. It's not that I want you to learn the leader's role. I just want you, if you have any doubt, go and see where your feet or his feet need to be. In this case, that is the direction. I start. This is his left foot, this is his right foot, and side step. The leader lifts you up, collects his feet, and then he crosses the system. So he's going to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. See, in the number 5, he is moving just your foot, nothing else. In the second, and from here, all you have to do is do a nice polygon around the leader. 1, 2. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where I want you to do the curl and the embellishment. And if you want, you can kick here, and then you go over that foot when you're ready to go. Even here, in the last part of the exercise, let's move it a little bit here. Even here, you are in this set of mind that you're making polygons. It's very different if I walk here. Look how I'm breaking my form. You arrived, you do your embellishments, whatever you want to do. I'm going to walk here. If I walk here, I have the ability to, I don't want to turn, but see, you walk straight and you're going to pivot a lot. If you walk towards the leader, there is no pivot anymore, and the leader is going to have to go here, and that is going to affect your form. So make sure that when you're walking forward, you're going in front of your own body. Your upper body is with the leader. We're going to talk about a little bit later, but your hips are going to that side. Pivot, and then syncopation. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 8. And let's do it one more time on the other side. Side step and lift. The leader switches his feet. He's going to walk with the left first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here you start your molinete. He's going to start turning, and he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, and 8. Now, I'm just going to borrow Ginger here. Ginger wants to escape from this person. I'm just going to use the stick as a helper. Let's imagine that that's this is the leg of the leader. All the things that you can do. Molinete number 5. 1, 2, 3. And look, if in order to keep going, I have an elongation here. I'm going to lift my center in order to collect my feet. From here, you can practice kick forward in the line of your right shoulder. I walk in front of my other foot and then wait for further instructions. Here, what the leaders, I'm asking the leaders to do a syncopation. Don't forget that that movement is coming from your center. Another syncopation for the ocho cortado, and you keep dancing. I just want to remind you that when you're doing this set of embellishments, it's very, very important for you to realize that the embellishments are a good thing, but for now, I'm trying to show you all the possible embellishments, kicks, kick back, taps on the floor, taps on the leg of the leader, the curl, caressing the leg of the leader, caressing the ground. There's a myriad of possibilities. You can kick in every single step that you're making. The thing is, when you're actually dancing in a milonga, in the social dance, you cannot possibly start your dance with embellishment all the time. And you know, everything gets old very quickly. For that same reason, try to pick the best that you can, your best move, and show off that a little bit. Not only, and don't think by showing off, I meant your dance partner. Not so much the rest. The moment that your dance partner feels that, and he helps you to enhance the movement, everybody else, you know, not because you would be looking forward to show up, everybody else is going to notice that you did something interesting. Everybody's going to like feel, oh, did you see that leg? How did she do that? Now, another thing about doing it correctly, if you work too hard, shows off. And it looks like you're working too hard. All the embellishments, at first, of course, nothing is going to come to you like magic just because I'm saying it. You're going to have to struggle a little bit in the process of learning, but when it comes out clean, it has to feel that it's so very simple to do that everybody can do that move. And not only one movement, but all of them, okay? When you're practicing this on your own, I'm just going to use the sticks as my balance. If you practice this on your own, I want you to try to remember that this is like forward ochos. Forward ocho, 1, 2, 3. I raise my center, I raise my hip a little bit. Forward ocho, 1, 2, 3. I raise my center, I raise my hip. This simple exercise of doing this is training your body to raise in a very different way, and that is also going to help you when you lose your balance. It's going to help you in general. Your axis is supported by all the muscles in your middle section, so it's very, very important for you to if you don't already use them, it's very important for you to start using those muscles when you're dancing. That is where the energy is coming from, your core, not only not other places. Okay, now let's quickly see what we have to do with our feet. Now, we were talking about musicality in the with the leaders. I don't want you to worry too much about the musicality in the sense that, oh, I am like the leader is leading the molinete, but I'm stepping off the music. That's actually the job of the leader, and there's nothing that you can do. However, when the leader stops, for example, you're in the crossing, right? And you're going to go to the molinete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know that on the fifth, you have to make a pause. So in that moment, I want you to take advantage of this situation that I'm asking the leaders to wait. I want you to choose to do that 1, 2, 3, not the beat. In your head, probably you can go 1, 2, 3, but I want you to develop your ability to follow the melody. In this case, because this is the song that is playing, I'm going to take the voice of the leader, the voice of the singer as the melody, because it is the melody. So, 5. Okay, I'm kind of like singing, I'm kind of dancing that part of the singing, but in a very elongated movement. And by elongated, I'm talking about, it's like, imagine that the movement is this size and you're making it a little bit longer. Boom. Okay. Now, when you arrive to the other side, meaning you did number 5, 1, 2, 3, slow. When you're lifting your body here, I'm asking the leaders to make a little bit of an effort to lift you up and place you forward. So take advantage of that. Lift slowly as well. Don't try to go immediately, because again, in this, you reading the body of the leader, lifting you up, you are connected. If you move too quickly, you are responsible of that disconnection, because it's going to feel like, I'm moving in a very slow motion and boom, you're already there. So that is kind of like there's a cloud, or there's a door in between you and the leader. All of a sudden, you were not planning on that, but the communication is lost. Recuperating that communication is what it takes. If the leader feels it, he's going to try to make a pause. But if he doesn't feel or he doesn't care, it's going to be very difficult for you to come back to that embrace or to that previous communication that you had. So I want you to be aware of that all the time as a follower. In the last part, you're walking, allow your, after this step, there is a very long and nice pivot. Don't force it. Don't try to do the pivot yourself and wait here and then try to do the rebound. Let the leader move you. So, see, let's say you did number 5, 1, 2, 3. I go slow, I let him lift me, and then I move here. I move in front of my other foot, and see, I'm going to forget about my right leg. He moves it. And if I allow that, this leg is going to arrive so very slow that the moment that he does that syncopation, that rebound, you're going to feel it so very clear. As opposed to from here, you're already going to the step, and see how it feels like I'm always late. Move your body in such a way that the leader is it's consciously moving that leg that you're leaving behind. Okay, so I move forward, I let the leader carry that leg, rebound. Once again here, I'm not going to jump to the next step. I wait for his lead, never losing the connection. 6, 7, 8. Because did alternative movements also in the lesson last week. If you already got this, try to, especially in the ocho cortado, we did kind of like 3 different endings. Try to play with those endings as a leader, and as a follower, try to recognize when the leader is doing more than one back to back, or he's doing repetitions one by one. Okay, now let's see how our feet have to behave. As usual, I'm going to try to use, I'm going to show you the exercises for the footwork, not wearing my shoes. I just want you to look how my feet are moving, and that sometimes is covered by my shoes. So that's the reason why I do this. You don't have to practice this barefoot. To me, it's just an example so you can see. However, if you feel like exercising, especially not the steps by themselves, but the exercises I do, you can do that barefoot. Okay, because you're going to have a little bit more control. You're going to be able to see what your foot is actually doing, rather than imagine with your foot, with your shoe on. I'm going to start with the ladies, and I'm going to emphasize that whenever you start dancing, I'm going to bring my shoes here. A good leader is going to have his feet exactly like that. So you're going to try to leave a space of like between 3 and 4 inches in between your feet and the feet of the leader. And you're going to try to feel the ball of your feet and the heels, the size of the heels of your foot. But I'm placing this here, the shoes of the leader, because I don't want you to start dancing here, because the brace is a little bit closer to the leader on this side, but this is not correct. I don't want you to start here. I don't want you to start here. You must feel that. I don't want you to look down either. That's the reason why I am saying that you have to feel that your feet are right in front of the feet of the leader. Try to bring 75% of your body weight forward, so you feel very confident in using the muscles of the back of your legs, the calves, and the quadriceps, and elongating your tummy and holding everything else with your glutes and your hamstrings. It's kind of like when you're going to swim, the first movement that they teach you to be able to float on the water horizontally is to have the Superman position. Remember that. That Superman position is going to help you correct your body in the perfect moment, in the perfect position to start dancing. Okay? Going exclusively to the movement of the steps that we practiced today, as another embellishment, as another tool to embellish your dance. You can go, see, side step. If the leader takes his time, don't just wait. I call this jokingly the flamingo style, because you're frozen and you're waiting here. This is how it's going to look if you wait like this. Try to keep dancing. The music is not stopping. The lead, the movement probably of the lead is stopped, but you're still dancing, so keep dancing. Then when the leader comes back, don't forget your whole body, your lower body is taking that step. So when you feel pressure in your chest, you're taking that leg already behind you in a straight line behind your other foot. One, I'm going to move a little bit here so you can see the whole exercise. One, the next one, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rebound. 8 cortado, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to go piece by piece. Because I'm barefoot, is a little bit, and I'm dancing by myself, it's really hard to go in a fluid movement behind me. So I'm going to do it piece by piece. Let's say you're here, you're exercising here. I want you to feel, as I always do, I ask you to do, I want you to feel the end of your ribs and make a line with your toe. And that toe needs to be behind your standing foot. You switch your weight comfortably and keep moving. See, I'm kind of like, my right foot is being dragged. And I'm doing this in slow motion. So once again, I make sure that I'm making a line from my ribs to my big toe, and that big toe is behind my other foot. Okay? And when the time comes to cross, this is going to, if I step behind my foot, this crossing is going to be extremely easy to do. If I step here, I'm not going to be able to feel the cross, and probably I'm going to do this. Okay? So in order that not to happen, it's essential for your movement to be always behind you. Not only because we're doing a crossing, but it looks a lot more elegant. Okay? From the fifth position, then all you have to do is a very nice, this is the cross. In the uncross, I'm going to let my right leg dance a little bit. Forward step, side, back, side. This is the last one. I switch my weight. First embellishment, I can do also taps, 1, 2, 3 while I'm pivoting, then or pam, pam, pam. Look how in front of my other foot I'm stepping. The leg of the leader is in between your feet, but you're going here. And don't forget, when you step, any step forward, try to go with the heel. Not like this, but first, see, I'm like a landing of a plane. Nose down, tires. And after that, allow that long pivot. Rebound, using your hip joints, and then ocho cortado. In the ocho cortado, look at my feet. They are not just this. Allow them to have movement. There's one pivot on one side and one pivot to the other side. In the first pivot, both feet are pivoting. And in the second, the leader moves my weight to my right and pivots just that. The other is still lingering and arrives to the crossing. Okay? As you can tell, the movements are not new. It's like I'm organizing them to work just for this set of exercises. Okay? So try to practice those. Gentlemen, for you it's, once again, it's simple, nothing new, but it's worth reminding you that when you start dancing, like I asked the ladies to do, you cannot start dancing in this position. You want to have both feet right together like a soldier, and in the same way that I asked the ladies to do, create a space for your feet. So what does that mean? That I'm going to place my organs behind. So I'm going to suck my tummy a little bit, but not just suck it. I'm going to lift, stretch the muscles in my abdominal area. It's kind of like an opening in this box of my abdominals. And then I'm going to push a little bit with my glutes, and I'm going to use my whole weight forward. Then you're going to feel your quadriceps working, your calves working, the muscles in your legs, your glutes working. Imagine that you have to make the lower part of your back very flat. Okay? This is going to give you a very nice and strong posture to lead this exercise. If I go exclusively to the first part, once again, like I said, after the side step, you can play a little bit and then go 1, 2, 3. The number 4 is going to go it's going to be a very nice and energetic step. See how like I'm going down, I elongate that leg, and when I arrive, look at my left ankle. That left ankle is pushing and it's holding my position. This, what my left leg is doing, is actually helping the follower to keep that crossing. Okay? Now, what is happening right after this? I switch. I don't move my feet. All I'm doing is I'm switching weight. As she's finishing, see, she has to move her leg, walk forward. I switch. As she's like, I'm creating the next step by doing a pivot. My right foot goes immediately behind my left. And then as she's doing the next step, which is like the side step, I switch again. So by the time that she's going to the backward step, my right foot is already free, and I unfold the red carpet for her. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make the parada here. Look at my legs and my feet while I'm doing the parada. My knee, my standing knee is soft. It's not locked. My hip, my right hip is wide open. And say, I invite her to go up. I stretch my leg, and then all I have to do for it, in order to invite her, I'm going to wait until she's done with whatever she wants to do. And then I'm going to, in order to, whenever she's ready to walk forward, my lead is basically switching weight. See, I switch weight to my right foot and pivot. This movement is generating her own pivot. But I don't want you to think, because I'm asking you to switch your weight to your right foot, that doesn't mean that your weight ends up behind you. Evidently, your weight is on that foot, but say I pivot and still 75% of my body weight is forward. I'm locking myself with her. So in the next step, I have the energy to create that rebound. If my weight happens to remain behind, then it's going to feel awkward a little bit. There's no energy here. If my weight is already, it's kind of like I finished that pivot and I'm already falling forward, and that pivot is going to be felt like very, very nice, and like I said earlier, energetic. Now when I'm doing the pivot, as I ask the ladies to do, the pivot is led with your core, and in order to feel that and do that, you need to use your hip joints. So boom, 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 boom. If you do this, it completely changes the outcome of the movement. It's going to go towards the ground. We need to go back and forward, back and forward, and that's exactly what a rebound step is. Going, I mean, in my case, I'm going forward because I'm leading, forward and back. Okay, and as we practiced last week several times, in order to lead the last part of the ocho cortado, all I have to do is collect my feet after that rebound and just move my torso as far as I can and bring her back in front of me and finish 6, 7, and 8. When you're going to finish the 6, 7, and 8, see, make sure that your feet, once again, I cannot finish 6, I'm sorry, I'm doing the ocho cortado. The ocho cortado cannot finish disorganized like this. Make sure that your ocho cortado, sometimes, some people, I didn't want to do this because it's a little bit confusing, but some people move the right foot in order to lead the ocho cortado. If you have the tendency to move together with your foot, make sure that that foot comes back with your upper body. If you leave that foot there, the next step is going to happen a little bit asymmetrical. If you finish here, 1, 2, 3, see how elegant it feels to walk like that. And I am always insisting, see, here's the number 5. Then we go 6, 7, and look how I'm finishing the number 8. I'm taking my time. I cannot finish 6, 7, 8. We're not robots. So I want you to feel the movement, feel the floor, and when you elongate, the lady is going to, your dance partner is going to appreciate this elongation that you're doing with your body, because that is also going to help her place her body in a very nice and strong axis. If you just move very quickly, she's going to, at the end, is going to probably do, say, from the 5th, okay? 6, 7, 8. This 8 that I just did doesn't look good. I mean, does not exist because it's 7 and 8. It cannot be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then keep dancing. It's just 6, 7, 8. Okay? Well, that would be it for today. Thank you so very much for letting me in your either living rooms, in your bedrooms, probably in your studio, or if you're lucky, thank you for letting me in your dance studio to practice a little bit of these interesting moves that we're doing in this virtual series. Don't forget, today we don't have a guest musician, but we're going to be connected in our virtual milonga. So if you have any questions from this lesson, any questions about tango, and any suggestions, anything that you want to talk about tango, come join us in the virtual Milonga. We're going to be connected from 7:30 on, discussing all these wonderful things that Tango has. Once again, thank you so very much for your support, and I will see you in a new edition of this Tango series. See you in a bit.